Hello, Anine. Welcome to day 6 of our mirror work. 21 days to heal your life. So on day 6, we are going to be releasing our inner critic. Where's my glasses? Today, we will learn to break the habit of judgment and self-criticism and to go beyond the need to put ourselves down. So, look in your mirror today and take a few moments to congratulate yourself. You are beginning to love and approve of yourself, or at least we're being willing to do so. So let's take out your mirror. Look at yourself. Take off my glasses. And congratulate yourself. So, way to go, Coralie. What? I'm super proud of you. I love you so much. I actually am super proud of you. My girl, my precious little angel. There's some hair sticking out all over the place. So congratulate yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself a big hug. High five. Whatever. Congratulate yourself. Honestly, actually, I'm really proud of us because I was just talking about it with my sister yesterday. And I was like, oh my gosh, we're on day 6, which should have been yesterday. But that's okay. We all sometimes need to follow what it is that we need in that moment, in that day. And yesterday, I did do mirror work. Like I said, if I don't, show up to do the next day in the book, that doesn't mean we don't do mirror work for the day. Was still doing my mirror work. In fact, before we move on, let's look in our mirror. And what was our affirmation from day 5? I love and accept myself. So look in your mirror and say that 3 times. I love and accept myself. I love and accept myself. I love and accept myself. Perfect. So I hope that you continued to do that yesterday, even though there was no mirror work. A new upload. But honestly, I'm super proud of us. I'm really proud of myself that, we've done it 5-6 days in a row, right? And that we are on day 6 today. I'm super proud of myself and I am so proud of you. And you should be so proud of yourself for doing this. It's not easy. We have a lot of resistance to healing sometimes. So yeah, yay us. We did it. Okay, so now that we have congratulated ourselves, we have loved and approved of ourselves. Excuse me. I will continue on. The more mirror work you do, the more aware of your self-talk you become. If I asked you to play a tape of your inner dialogue today, what would it look like? So just sit with that for a second. If we played a recording, a voice note, a voice memo, a tape, a CD, whatever that is, if we played a recording of your inner self-talk, what would it sound like? Be honest with yourself and just sit with that for a second. Would you be listening to negative affirmations like, I am so stupid, I'm such a klutz, nobody asks what I think, why are there so many inconsiderate people? Everyone's so rude, everyone's disrespectful, what does that look like? Oh, I hate everyone. Is your inner voice constantly picking at everything? Do you notice that a lot? Almost nothing is good enough. Ugh, this is disgusting. Or, are you constantly picking out what's wrong with things rather than focusing on anything that's positive about the situation? Even if it's traffic, even if it's driving. From where my kids go to school, from where I live, I have to drive through downtown traffic 4 times a day. There's really no way around it, right? And it is, of course, usually at high traffic times. Now, I can pick at like everything that's annoying, or I can focus on things to be grateful for. And honestly, especially since I've started doing this mirror work, I feel like when I have, and I've been more mindful of this before that, is really focusing on, oh, okay, you want to drive 30 and the speed limit's 50? Cool. I guess we're going slower. You know what I mean? As opposed to raging out. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not raging out. However, like just getting irritated, right? Like, because I know once I give into that, then that is, I'm just attracting more of that to me. And that's not what I want. So having this awareness of how, the law of attraction works, how that all works, it helps me to let go of the things that are showing up when they're showing up. I mean, really, it's almost like setting the sails on a new course, right? So just pay attention. Do you see the world through critical eyes? Do you judge everything? Do you stand in self-righteousness? Oh, everybody else is the worst. This is awful. This is not good enough. This is, like, is that the situation? I wanted to say, is that the sitch? So many of us have such a strong habit of judgment and criticism that we cannot easily break it. I used to be a constant complainer, full of self-pity. I love to wallow in the pits. Now, this is Louise saying this. However, that could very easily be me saying that. And honestly, it's not even like it was that long ago. Because again, remember, our cycle of healing is, or our healing is not linear. It is cyclical. Just like a slinky, we constantly go around. And excuse me. Or like Seinfeld would say, you're so good looking. For anyone who's ever watched Seinfeld. So, even honestly, like a year ago right now, don't get me wrong, there was plenty to be upset about. There was plenty to complain about. There was a lot of stuff showing up in my reality that it was really hard. And I definitely noticed that, like, I was just in that. Like what did she say? Full of self-pity, constant complaining, loving to wallow in the pits. I didn't know that I was perpetuating the situations in which to pity myself. I mean, maybe 10 years ago, I didn't know, but a year ago, I did know. However, I was so deep in it that I was like, I just don't care right now. And that's where I was. So that's what I needed. Good enough. And of course, not every day was like that, though. But maybe that's where you're at right now. Maybe you don't know that every time you complain, every time you have self-pity for yourself, every time you wallow in the pits, you are perpetuating the situation in which to pity yourself. You're just creating more of that story. Is that what you want? One of my favorite Louise Hay lines that we talk about in the workshops is, would you make tonight's dinner out of yesterday's garbage? Now, clearly, like, that's disgusting. We would not do that. However, how often do we create today's experiences based off of something that happened yesterday? Or even this morning. And now we're still creating, situations based off of that. And be honest with yourself, because by not being honest with ourselves, we're the only ones who are suffering from that, right? Like, nobody else has to pay the price, because everyone else, if they get sick of our complaining and whining, they can walk away, right? They don't have to subscribe to that, right? They can walk away. But we're stuck with that. And what do you want to be like? What do you want your life to look like? If your thoughts create your experience, let's say pretend your thoughts create your experience, what kind of experience do you want to have? Therefore, what kind of thoughts do you need to have? And what are your thoughts currently? So this is all very important to figuring this stuff out and moving forward for yourself in a good way. And if something that I if something that I say doesn't make sense, please just ask. Like, you can comment. You can send me an email to Cora@thematriarchmedicine.com. If you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you can send me a message there. And my handle is the same as YouTube, @thematriarchmedicine. So, it is so important to do our mirror work. And I don't know about you, but I've honestly felt like I have felt myself not only loving myself more, but like loving my life more, if that makes sense. And accepting myself more. Like, okay, this is where we're at today. I love and accept you, Coralie. So it's so important to do our mirror work, because it makes you or us acutely aware of judgments and negative self-talk, and allows us to release our inner critic as soon as we can. We will never be able to love ourselves until we go beyond the need to put ourselves down and make life wrong. As a little baby, we were so open to life. My apologies. As a little baby, we were so open to life. We looked at the world with eyes of wonder. Unless something was scary or someone harmed you, we accepted life just as it was. Later, as we grew up, we began to accept the opinions of others and make them our own. We learned how to criticize. What happened? It's okay. I love you, Coralie. What helped, not happened. What helped me eventually was that I started to listen to what I was saying. I became aware of my inner critic, and I worked to stop my self-criticism. I began to say positive affirmations in front of my mirror without quite knowing what they meant. I just kept saying them over and over again. I started with the easy ones. I love myself. Let's say these. I love myself. I approve of myself. Then I graduated to these. My opinions are valued. My opinions are valued. I realize the need to criticize myself. I realize the need. Wow. I release the need to criticize myself. I release the need to criticize myself. I release the need to criticize myself. Criticizing ourselves is not helpful. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't make us want to do the things to support ourselves when we aren't even nice to ourselves. Supporting ourselves, making changes for the better for ourselves is a way of loving ourselves. And if we're criticizing ourselves, then we're not feeling loved by ourselves. Ask your children. Just kidding. How often, when we criticize our children, Ask them, when I criticize you, do you feel loved from me? Probably not, right? They want support, right? That's what we need from ourselves. When we criticize ourselves, we're not showing ourselves love. We need support. We need patience. We deserve support. We deserve patience. We deserve grace. We deserve compassion and understanding, right? Nobody changes for the better with criticism. Nobody. So it is so important to do our mirror work because, like I said, it makes us aware of our judgments and negative self-talk, and it allows us to release our inner critic as soon as we can. Also, I just want to make a side note. It's never too early or too late to start mirror work, to start on your journey to loving yourself, supporting yourself, and just honoring who you are more. You can start this stuff at, there's kids that start this like when they can talk, right? Looking at themselves, loving themselves. So any age is good for mirror work. So like I said, we learned as we grew up, we learned to accept these opinions of others and we made them our own. Sorry, I just got lost. But that's okay because I love and accept myself. 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 Just being silly, right? After a while, when I started doing this, and as we do this, Louise here says that she started noticing that positive changes were beginning to take place. Who has noticed that already now that we're on day 6? Have you noticed any positive changes taking place within your own self-talk or the world around you? What's being reflected back to you? Because, of course, like our inner world is reflected by our outer world, right? So sometimes I want to say something and then I go look for my spot back in the book and I lose it. But that's okay. I believe that criticism shrivels our spirits. It reinforces the belief, I am not good enough. It certainly doesn't bring out the best in us. But when we release our inner critic, we get in touch with our higher self. So let's check in. Are you learning to play a recording of positive affirmations in your mind? Raise your hand. I am. I love and accept myself. I love and accept myself. Sorry. See, I lost it again. Are you paying attention to your thoughts and replacing negative thoughts with positive affirmations? So again, we've created these habits. Like some of these recordings have been around, since we can remember. So some of the stuff's going to sneak in there, and that's totally cool. He can come here if he wants. And that's totally cool. I have company right now. My Neff is here. Come here, Neff. He's such a good boy. Oh, you want to see how cute he is? He's so cute. What are you doing? Oh, my sister's trying to keep him quiet, but my intention for this is always to be real. I'm just a real person. I have a house full of company right now, and I wouldn't have it any other way, to be honest. So the Neff is here. Hey, Neff. Look at him. Oh, just a big baby. Oh. So. Oh, gosh. I think my eyes are a little bit tired today, so I definitely, some days I can read good, fine. Some days my eyes are a little bit tired, and that's okay. Okay, so are we starting to replace those negative those negative thoughts with positive affirmations? By doing our mirror work, we will become more aware of our inner voice and what we say to ourselves. Then we'll be able to release the need to pick on ourselves all the time. Yes. And when we do that, we will notice that we no longer criticize others so much. When we make it okay for us to be us, then we automatically allow others to be themselves. Their little habits no longer bother us as much. We release the need to change others as we want them to be. Like our children is a big one. You know? Then as we stop judging others, we release the need to judge ourselves. Everybody gets to be free. How amazing would that be? Like, honestly, even just sit in that for a second. If we just allowed ourselves and everyone to be who they are, can you feel it in your body? Can you feel? For me, it's like it's like taking this like chain like jacket off, you know, like it just is so confining when everybody has to fit into this perfect mold, right? Which none of us do. So let's affirm. Oh, sorry, I just want to say this first. Our feelings are thoughts in action. There's no need to feel any guilt or shame about them. So don't do that. That's literally, we're not here to do that. We're not here to make ourselves feel guilty or more shame. The world does that enough for us. We don't need to do that anymore. Our thoughts serve a purpose. And when we release negative thoughts from our mind and body, we allow space inside for other more positive feelings and experiences. So let's affirm together. It is now safe for me to release my inner critic and move into love. Let's say that together. It is now safe for me to release my inner critic and move into love. I want you to put your hand on your heart center and say it one more time. It is now safe for me to release my inner critic and move into love. Beautiful. So now we're going to pull out our mirrors, and I happen to have two here. So we're going to look into the mirror. Look straight into your eyes. If you are still uncomfortable doing this, then concentrate on your mouth or your nose. If you can, look straight into your eyes and talk to your inner child. Your inner child wants to grow and blossom and needs love, acceptance, and praise. So, I mean, for me, we can start doing this every day, and I'm not going to lie, it does feel a little silly, but what would you say to a child? Hey, my girl, like, you know, for me, anyways, I mean, if, you know, you could say, hey, my boy, right? Like, whatever that looks like for you, speak to your inner child. You know, hey, my precious little angel, like, dote on them, love them. So now we're going to say these affirmations to our inner child. Look into your mirror. Do you see them? Do you see how precious and beautiful they are? I want you to say, I love you. I love you, and I know that you are doing your best. I love you, and I know that you are doing the best you can. I love you, and I know that you are doing the best you can. You are perfect just the way you are. You are perfect just the way you are. I approve of you. I approve of you. I approve of you. I want you to pay attention to what is coming up. I approve of you. I'm just going to be honest, for me, it really makes me want to cry. Just thinking of little Coralie being approved of, just being her. You may want to do this exercise several times before you truly feel that your inner voice is less critical. Do what feels right for you. So even after today, you know, I want you to continue talking to your inner child, saying these affirmations at least once a day. Let's do the exercise one more time. Look in your mirror and see in your little, for me, little Coralie, whoever you're looking at, your little self. Say, I love you. I love you. And I know that you are doing the best you can. You are perfect just the way you are. I approve of you. Wow, sorry. I'm just going to be honest. And my sister's sitting right there, so I'm just going to ask her, did you feel anything when you were doing that? Resistance, but also like peace and like, well, sadness, but like I think that's where the resistance, like when I say resistance, it's like a sadness, but really like it feels good to say it to myself, so I feel that love coming in, but I feel my sad self like being like almost like rejecting it, but then because we repeat it, it like forces you to not, you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like keep doing those affirmations. I have been typing them out in the description of the videos, because I'm kind of feeling like, so even talking to you, like I'm trying not to cry right now. It's like all right here. And it's funny because as I went through that, it kind of formed like a lump in my throat. The resistance of like was almost hard to say. But then like right here in my heart space, it like there's a warmth. But it's quite overwhelming. I'd love to hear what your experience with this is. Maybe you're at a different part, you know, stage of what that would look like for you. But yeah, for me, that's kind of what's coming up. So I invite you to say this a bunch more times today and make this a regular part of your routine until, and again, I don't know if it's making you want to cry. My naff is cutting. So see, when you invite this love and acceptance into your space, everything feels it. Everything feels it. So yeah, I just implore you to keep doing that, those ones specifically, until the lump is gone, until the tears don't come, right? Until you just feel that love. I guess it does feel kind of sad because for me, the sadness comes from little Coralie being abandoned and neglected. Or not being abandoned and neglected, feeling abandoned and neglected, because they're different, right? How I internalized things might have been different. I mean, things were the way they were, but you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we're gonna keep doing. So that is your growth work, and I really want you to keep that one. Everything can be easily incorporated into our daily practices every time we look in the mirror. And make it a point to go to the mirror and say these things, especially when we have difficult days coming up, right? This is gonna, like, that's why we're working through this, is because we're creating new recordings, right? Okay, so journaling exercise. I want you to make a list of 5 things you criticize yourself for. So pause it now and make your list of 5 things you criticize yourself for. So I love this little piece that keeps sticking out. I keep trying to tuck it. It is what it is. Life is about imperfections. I feel like, right? I feel the perfectly imperfect. Look at, it's like, whoop. Oh, wait, we can get a little twist on the end here. Oh, it's like a, Little mustache. Ooh, my nails. I criticize myself for that too. We just shared our lists with each other. So go down the list and beside each item, write the date on which you began to criticize yourself for this particular thing. If you can't remember an exact date, approximate. Next question. Are you amazed at how long you've been picking on yourself? Yeah. Honestly, like, I don't know if I shared this with you guys. I don't know if I shared this with my sister. I'm going to say this quickly. But when I was younger, oh, she's walking. Never mind. I was sharing with you. When I was younger, do you remember? I'm going to pause this quickly. So crazy. I did think I shared this with you about when we had to make these shadow things of our heads, like a outline, and I got made fun of because mine was big, and I just forever felt really, but I love my big head. It's okay. I know big heads, people have big heads, so like I'm not the only one. So are you amazed at how long you've been picking on yourself? This habit of self-criticism has not produced any positive changes, has it? Criticism doesn't work. My head doesn't shrink. My head won't shrink because I criticize it. Won't go away. It won't change. But it does help. It does make me feel bad about myself and who I am. Right? So, and that's unsupportive and unhelpful. Change each of the 5 criticisms on your list to a positive affirmation. Pause. Now do that. Number 5. I want you to carry that list with you. When you notice yourself being judgmental, take out the list of affirmations and read it a few times. Better yet, read it in front of your mirror. So your heart thought for day 6. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. We all have areas of our lives that we think are unacceptable and unlovable. If we are really angry with parts of ourselves, we often engage in self-abuse. We abuse alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, we overeat, we beat ourselves up emotionally. One of the worst things we can do, which causes more damage than anything else, is criticizing ourselves. We need to stop all criticism. We deserve to stop all criticism. Once we get into the habit of not criticizing ourselves, it is amazing how we stop criticizing other people and the world around us. We realize that everyone is a reflection of us, and what we see in another person, we see in ourselves. What we see in another person, we can see in ourselves. Oh, that's a hard one to swallow. When we complain about someone, we are really complaining about ourselves. When we can truly love and accept who we are, there is nothing to complain about. We cannot hurt ourselves and we cannot hurt another person. Let's make a vow that we will no longer criticize ourselves for anything. I want you to put your hand over your heart space. Take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, and say, I will no longer criticize myself for anything. One more time. I will no longer criticize myself for anything. Nothing. And so it is. And now we're going to do the meditation. We are free to be ourselves. So take a deep breath in through your nose. On the exhale, Out through your mouth, and let your eyes close gently. In order to be whole, we must accept all of ourselves. So let your heart open and make plenty of room in there for all parts of yourself. The parts you are proud of, the parts that embarrass you, the parts you reject, and the parts you love. They are all you. You are beautiful. We all are. When your heart is full of love for yourself, then you have so much love to share with others. Let this love now fill your room and radiate out to all the people you know. Mentally put the people you care about in the center of your room so that they can receive the love from your overflowing heart. Now, see the child in each of these people dancing as children dance, skipping and shouting and turning somersaults and cartwheels, filled with exuberant joy, expressing all the best of the child within. And let your inner child go and play with the other children. Let your child dance. Let your child feel safe and free. Let your child be all that it ever wanted to be. You are perfect, whole, and complete. And all is well in your wonderful, beautiful world. And so it is. Take a deep breath in through your nose and release through your mouth. Take one more big deep breath in through your nose and release through your mouth. You can open your eyes and come back to this space. And thank you for being with me on day 6. I love you so much. And again, I'm really grateful that you're on this journey with me. I'm really excited for us and our inner children and our lives and our communities and everything that changes when we begin to love ourselves. So I'll see you tomorrow for day 7. Woo! Yes! Day 7. Look at we made it. Okay, bye.